In this video, you're going to learn why you want no tax refund at all. We're going to dispel a lot of the common misconceptions about taxes. It's going to help you with your tax returns year in and year out, and you're not even going to pay any taxes. You're going to start playing the game the smart way and do what billionaires are doing instead of sitting around and complaining. That's what most people do. They'll complain about paying taxes, but it's only because of a fundamental flaw. They don't even know what taxes are in the first place. They don't know how they work. They don't know why they were put into motion. And therefore, they get this idea that the government somehow is owed their money, that they owe the government money. You don't owe the government anything. That's your hard-earned money. They don't have the right to take it from you. But in this video, you're going to learn how you pay no taxes and why you want no refund at all. But before I get started, I'm going to welcome back our old friend, the infamous Pikachu. He's been gone for a while, but he's happy to be back.
Pikachu! Did you have fun?
So without further ado, let's get into the breakdown of this video of why you want no tax refund. I'm the infamous Joel, and your boss hates me because I show you how to live a life of freedom, passion, and fulfillment. And if you're infamous too, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Now what you first need to understand is that the way the tax code is written, it is set up for the government's economic policy. Every single country in the world has an economic policy, which means this is how they want people to spend their money. Okay, think about it. If you're a government, if you're running an entire country, you're running millions and millions of people, you would like those people to spend their money in specific ways that would help everyone, that would help everyone prosper. Okay, so the tax code is really economic policy. You need to first and foremost understand that, because I come across people all the time who don't understand this one fundamental thing. If they don't understand that, then they don't understand anything about the tax code. They first and foremost think about it from a fear standpoint. They think the big bad tax man is going to come take their money, when really it's just the government wants you to keep your money and spend your money in very smart ways that help everyone flourish, everyone succeed. When you first understand that, then the tax code is actually your friend. It is not your enemy. So every single year around this time, or even around election time, you see people complaining and protesting and throwing all kinds of sticks and stones at all the politicians and all the people who have their hands, you know, in the cookie jar, so to speak, all the cronies and stuff. And they complain and they say, how come billionaires are paying so little in taxes? How come your friends and all these little groups that you have in Wall Street and everything can cheat the system and pay less taxes or pay no taxes, when in reality it's because they're using the tax code to their benefit. They're not running scared from it. They're learning what the tax code actually says. This is why when Donald Trump was running for president, and I don't like to get into politics because I really don't care who the president is, okay? So don't come and ask me. I'm just saying this is why when he was running for president and he was posed the question about his income taxes and his tax statements and stuff, he didn't show it, and then he said that, well, he doesn't pay taxes because he's smart.
And they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So
that makes
if
me
he's
smart.
paid zero.
And this got everyone in a big uproar, but what they don't realize is that's actually true. I don't know if he's smart, but I'm saying that people with a lot of money are very smart. Hire accountants, hire people who know the tax code, who know how to get around the things that it says, and know how to spend the money properly so that the tax man doesn't come knocking. It is a smart thing to do to actually educate yourself about the tax code and what you can and can't do, okay? Because by definition, tax is a penalty. It means you did something wrong. That's the only reason they come and take your money at all, is because you're doing something wrong. You're buying Jordans instead of creating jobs. They don't like that. So to prove my point that it's about economic policy, let's look at this from a logical, rational standpoint. Let's get away from politics. Can people get all emotional and get all invested and crazy about it? Forget about all that stuff right now. Let's talk about you and your income and your taxes and all that good stuff. So let's just say, now that you understand that it's economic policy and you're part of the government, okay? Let's say you're the king. We're back to the monarchy. Let's say that you want to set forth economic policy in your country, which means you want your people to spend their money in a certain way, in a way that helps everyone in the long run, right? So if you think about it from a logical standpoint, if you're the government, you can only accomplish this in one of two ways. You can either create a rule book for spending, make rules for spending, okay? That's why I have down here the tax code. That's really what the tax code is. It's thousands and thousands of pages of rules of how you should spend your money. Or the other option, if you're a government and you have access to a military, you can send the military to everyone's house one by one and force them to spend that money in the way that you want them to spend it by gunpoint. As you can see here, I have this little beautiful diagram that I drew that's so perfect and accurate to real life. It says, you know, the big government bad guy comes to your house and says, invest in low-income housing. And then you say, okay, please, just don't shoot. Now, option B is probably a little implausible, right? Because we're not in Minority Report. This isn't a movie.
Got a grip? Got a grip.
I don't think a lot of people would really like that. So instead, we went ahead and did the tax code. And the tax code is filled with do's and don'ts. Okay? You do this, you can keep your money. You don't do this, we want that piece. Because what the government is essentially saying in the tax code is, hey, if you're not responsible enough to spend your money this way, then give it to us and we will be responsible for it. And if you've been alive long enough, you've realized that the government is also not very responsible with money. So if you want to be smart and start spending your money the right way, then please educate yourself about how taxes work. So we don't want to be held at gunpoint, right? We'd rather just learn about the tax code and figure out how we don't have to pay taxes. Now, here is the key difference between a poor mindset and a rich mindset when it comes to the tax code. In the poor mindset, you see on the left here, there's an employee. And this is what most people think the tax code is. They think that this is what income tax is. They think that by working for a company and putting in more hours and making more money, all they know about is the tax brackets, which literally makes up a tiny little percentage of the tax code. I think it's literally one page of the tax code. They think if they make more money, that means they have to pay more money. They have that mindset where, how come my boss isn't paying more than me? Or how come the owner of the company isn't paying more than me? They're making more money than me. And then when they see somebody like Donald Trump, they lose their minds because they're thinking, well, how come he's not paying more than me? It's because they think income tax means income tax, meaning your total gross income. However much money you make, you owe the government. They are owed that piece of your income, no matter what. So they say, well, boss, I'm not putting in double shifts. I'm not working extra hours. I'm not going overtime because that'll just put me in the higher bracket and I'm not paying that much more in taxes. No, I'm not paying that. So they go through life with the fear of making more money because they think that means that the government will take more money. When a business owner and someone who's smart and understands what the tax code really is, they understand that there's a huge difference between income and taxable income. Only some of your income is taxable, not all of it. Only the portion of your income that represents that penalty that, you didn't do what we said, then we're taking a piece of that. That is what taxable income is. That's what paying taxes is. You don't just pay taxes on all the money you've made. You pay taxes on all the money you've made that qualifies as income. Not everything counts as income to the government. So what doesn't count as income? Business expenses, investments, building jobs and buying equipment and tools and software and all kinds of stuff. This computer that I bought is a business expense because all my business is online. So the government cannot touch that portion of my income. So business owners understand that even though they make more, it's possible for them to be in a lower tax bracket than even the employee because they know how to write off, deduct, claim all these credits and things on their income taxes so as to push their taxable income down to the lowest level possible, almost to zero if they can. Doing things like buying green energy products, investing in foreign countries, all these give you surpluses and bonuses. These are things that the government would love you to do. This is why so many business owners are philanthropic and give money to charity, because those count as tax credits and they can actually get a bonus for that. So learn about the definition between just income, just your gross income, and what is taxable income. That is key to filing your taxes. It is key to itemizing different things and figuring out what I can write off, what I can't write off. That brings down your taxable income when you file. Now, mind you, I am not a tax professional. I have a business of my own and I do my own taxes, but I am not a tax professional, so I'm not qualified to sit here and tell you what you can and can't do or don't do. Okay, please hire a tax professional. Do not come back at me with a lawyer and say he told me to do this and this and this. Okay, I'm just telling you the basics. There is a huge difference between income and taxable income. So people who are generally employees get hit the hardest by income tax because they don't understand this one simple fact. And not to mention, as an employee, they don't even wait till the end of the year. They start taking it out of your checks every single week or 2 weeks because they don't trust all the employees in the world, okay? They don't trust that you're going to file your income tax and make it perfect. They basically just say, hey, pay me now, and at the end of the year, you figure it out. That's why most people get a refund, because they almost always take more than they need to take. But think about what you can do with that money if you just keep it for the entire year. That's why owning a business is the smart choice. So what's the best business model for a beginner to have? It's actually what I do every single day. It's called affiliate marketing. Anyone can start this business. You don't need any business skills. You don't even need products, because all you're doing is promoting other people's proven products. And all you need to get started is a computer and an internet connection. So if you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, click on the link in the description below where it will take you to a free web class so you can learn all about it. If you want to learn more about how the rich think as opposed to how the poor think, click on this video right here. I'm the infamous Joel, and I'm out.